jumped off the benches and jumped in the trenches. No one is better than all of us, and that's why all of us been winning from the beginning. It's more than a kid, don't play with my name. You come with your goons, I'm bringing my game.
The NFL on EA Sports brings us to the banks of the Ohio River and Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals. Set to go, Evan McPherson to do the honors, and we are underway from Cincinnati. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. Allen going to go to the air right away. He'll get this one complete to Davis. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now Allen. This is brought in by the tight end, Tommy Sweeney. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. And they'll work this down inside the 30. From the 29, Allen. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. From the gun, it's Allen. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six for a Bengals TD. So call off the pick six.
Everything looked right. It looked like it was in their favor. Returned it for a touchdown, as you just described. But instead, the penalty for interference nullifies everything.
Allen's throw taken in by Diggs. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. On play action, Allen out to his left. And this is incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Allen going to try and throw on 3rd down. He will find Diggs in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Stephon Diggs. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Bills will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. That's caught. And he will get in to make it 8-0. And the formula there on the 2-point try to go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
Here we go. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Burrow. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Here we go. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. He's going to air one out. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. 4th down, out comes the punter, Drew Chrisman. Back deep, Nyheim Hines. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Allen. Steps away to his left. Uncorks one for Davis. And this one is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
He'll get this out wide to Singletary. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Allen to throw once more. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
Picked off by Von Bell. And the Bengals are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Here's Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there. And Burrow's going to look to throw for it. And it'll be intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
And they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. And the Bills are going to recover. So an onside kick fail in the 1st quarter. Not sure I completely see the logic there.
It's not apparent, is it? You almost have to go deeper, I think, and maybe if we try and work along with them and speculate a little bit here, they must feel like they need to steal possessions in this game. That maybe they don't match up possession for possession with the opposite team. They've got to steal.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. So they get the interception and almost as importantly, a big return after that.
And who was the guy that saved the touchdown, partner? The guy who threw the interception. A lot of times, he just gives it the old Olay, but give him credit. He went old school. He was determined not to make this a pick 6, and he got there in time to make the tackle.
Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17. They'll give it to Mixon, and he is going to lose yardage here. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
11.
Now it's Burrow. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Hayden Hurst from 4 yards out, and the Bengals have taken the lead. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
From his end zone, Isaiah McKenzie. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception.
And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown! Stephon Diggs with his second touchdown in this opening quarter.
And the Bills have retaken the lead.
And now Sean McDermott's made the call. They'll go for 2. Allen will try to throw for it. And he's got it. The try for 2 is successful, and it pushes the lead up to a field goal. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
Short kick. One of the up middle take it down.
And able to get this out to the 25.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep...
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
Jamar Chase,
75 yards.
And the Bengals are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Hey, we got to go score.
They'll look to throw. And he won't be able to get the football away. He's going to be sacked. So they're unable to add on to their lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
And meanwhile, Allen's throw here taken in by Knox.
Throwing again on second down. Allen going deep for Diggs. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. So nothing doing there, and that'll bring up second down. Throwing now is Allen. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown.
Gabriel Davis,
an 11-yard touchdown.
And the Bills have yet again retaken the lead.
And now once again, they'll line up to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Burrow on play action. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Burrow. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 49-yard line. And he'll go right back to Chase. That's caught again. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage. Got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride. He was able to run free after the catch.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
To the right side and complete to Hurst. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Burrow will throw. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon from 10 yards out as his guys have now moved out in front. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far. Fun to watch. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. McKenzie now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. But right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction?
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. They've got his man complete. Touchdown, Bills. Gabriel Davis with his second touchdown here in this first half as they have taken the lead. And Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. And that will make this a 4-point game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
On one, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that foot. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. They erased that deficit pretty quickly, did they not? A 2-play drive.
What do we call that? Short-lived?
very.
Very short-lived. 2 plays later, they're in the end zone and back out in front. We always talk about drives, don't we? Does 2 plays count as a drive?
Not really, but that second play was so good. I don't care what we call it. It was enjoyable to watch. McKenzie now from his end zone. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Past midfield. He's at the 30. 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Yeah, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
Well, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick, and this is going to be snuffed out. The Bengals recover. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Play action. It's Burrow. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
11.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Burrow. This goes out wide from Mixon. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Here we go. 11 mighty.
First down. Here's Burrow. Over the middle. That's caught by Chase. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
11
To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Another try for Mixon. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. 3rd and goal. Burrow to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
McPherson's kick is good, and that will knot things up here late in the first half. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settled for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive, but you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
At their
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And we'll see what they want to do. 45 seconds is all that remains until the break. Allen's throw going to be caught by Davis. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, he's been the guy already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Again, they'll throw with Allen. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. The kick by Bass is good. And the Bills have come back to regain the lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaughan. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing?
And you say, no better sight? Well, not for the quarterback to just throw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick, but to throw one to the big guy? But you're right about that. Now what do I do with it? But what's fun about it is, you know they're going to be in the film room after this ball game, telling all their teammates, maybe I should shift over to offense. I've got it.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Allen.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. It's complete to Cook.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Touchdown!
Allen on target there to Stephon Diggs.
And they are able to add on to their advantage.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it.
And he'll be out of bounds well short of the goal line. So the attempt at the fake extra point unsuccessful.
And this is going to be snuffed out. The Bengals recover. The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Burrow. Throw right side, pulled in by Higgins. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. He will find his man Chase complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So 2nd and 10, 3rd quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati. Looking for Chase on the out route. He's got him. And he'll be out of bounds. Put him up over 160 yards receiving now for the game. They can't seem to stop it.
Here we go. 11, 11, 11, 11.
First down and goal to go.
Now Burrow. Touchdown Bengals. Joe Mixon. Excellent work there to get in on the touchdown run. And the Bengals are back within a score. Well, he had the rushing touchdown earlier. Now he has one of the receiving variety.
Not a bad way to go, right? That's showing versatility. That's also showing balance. I think he'd like to add to either total as this game moves on.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Now a throw here to his running back. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Allen. He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox. And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone. 1st down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen from 17 yards out as his guys are able to extend their lead. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Tyler Bass with the kickoff for Buffalo.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From the 10. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Mixon with a first down carry. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now it's Burrow. Open man is Higgins. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. It's a gain of 3 on what will be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We have played 3 quarters. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. He'll have the win at his back here in the 4th quarter. McPherson's kick is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
McKenzie now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. They'll get this to the 24, and it's 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Allen. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Allen being chased out left. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. Decent gain on the scramble of 6, but now it's 4th. Allen. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position.
On 1, ready?
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. And that's a loss of 7 on the first down play.
Those big ends don't really care what the play call is. Big pass, RPO, handoff, whatever. Their job, get behind the line of scrimmage every play and run down whoever has the ball. Mission accomplished there.
Now this throw caught left side. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
11 MT, Tate. 11 MT.
Burrow on 3rd down. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. Touchdown! We are are set up for a fantastic finish now. A fourth-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for two, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
So a big play coming up for the Bengals as they'll indeed go for two.
11, 11, 11, 11. 12, 12, 12.
And Burrow's going to look to throw for it.
And this is going to be intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick.
Well, that decision to me was all about pulling up the chart. You know, that beautiful chart that tells you when to go for two, when to go for one. I do love it. It helps you with your decision-making during heated times. And just look at it right here in this point of the game. Go for two. Try and make it a field goal difference.
And now just up one makes the rest of this fourth quarter a little more interesting.
Yeah, they followed the chart. They just didn't get the 2 points on the board, did they?
Nope. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure.
And that's caught inside the 30.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Here's Cook again.
And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. Allen taking it himself, and he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
Josh Allen with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Bills get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
They'll try to sneak, and he will get into the end zone. It's 2 points and also a 2-score advantage as the lead swells to 9.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Well, here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down.
Throw left side, complete to Chase.
Here we go.
Working with his 2nd and 4.
And they go play action now, Burrow. And that is taken in by Hurst. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. They go play action with Burrow. Forced out to it, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now it's Burrow. He's going to float this one deep right side. He's got it at the 15.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
12.
To throw, Burrow. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
11. Stop.
Burrow. And this is caught. So they took a chance, but they are back within a single point here in the fourth. So they go with a pass there on the two-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their two-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have two-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
They'll run on first down with Singletary. And he's got room. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Back to the ground, this time Cook. A gain of 3, second down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. To throw is Allen. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Trey Hendrickson able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Allen to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. There's Sam Hubbard that time in there to bring him to the ground. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack?
And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. And a fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.